episode 2.
We're back.
Oh my gosh. And as you can see, I'm already laughing. Melvina already tripping in a good way. This ain't a bad trip. This is a more like, this girl is wild. Anyway. In the last one, you did say something that I feel like we definitely got to circle back around to. So what we're going to be talking about is other people's opinions. Okay.
Yes, why not?
Let's break into this because everybody got something to say.
Of course.
So.
As if it matters. But yes.
well, let's ask the first question. Whose opinions do you think should matter?
Mine.
Just yours?
No, I mean, I listen to other people. Just a matter of whether I listen and take action what they say to do. Mm-hmm. The thing is, because I'm confident in what I want and what I want to accomplish, the direction I'm going with my career, my life, my marriage, motherhood, I mean, everything. Mm-hmm. I value what I want, what I say before others. Okay? And the reason why is because if I fail, I want to be me failing, my dime, my time. Not because somebody said you should do this. And then I'm listening to them going down a rabbit hole and all jacked up, looking like a Looney Tune. Mm-hmm. That does not do anything for me. Mm-hmm. And I've done that before. That don't work. Mm-hmm. Listen to other people. No. And even the men sometimes. Mm-hmm. I'm married, over 25 years, trust and believe. Sometimes I listen to them, I'm like, nah, dude, we're not doing it. I'm veto overthrowing that. We doing this. Because you go down that rabbit hole and sometimes you have to ask yourself, what the hell are you listening to? Them people they're not picking up what you're putting down. They're not telling you nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, people tell you, well, I can get a little hookup with this right here. I don't care nothing about no hookup. Tell me how to make $300K this year. Now we got something to talk about. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to listen to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me how to elevate and grow my business. Now I'm going to listen to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Tell me that. But just tell me something about how to be black here in America and struggle and survive every day. And barely make it. I've been there, done it with that. That was done. So opinions, I can hear them. Right. It's a matter of whether I'm going to internalize what you say. Mm-hmm. But the one I'm listening to, that voice, is mine and my own. Mm-hmm. And I put that on everything, and I mean that. Mm-hmm. Done.
Done?
For real.
Now, I do agree with you on some things. And I do have a different perspective on some other things. One thing I do agree with is I do think you got to check the value of what somebody is presenting.
Yes.
And then two, what is the outcome, right, of what they're sharing with you that you can quantify.
Yes.
Okay. If someone gives you, just general information, that's cool. But if somebody is telling you how to be married or how to treat your husband or how to do something and they're not married.
Exactly. What you listening for?
Or their marriage is terrible.
Right.
And I don't mean terrible in that every marriage has challenges. That doesn't make it terrible. But what I'm saying is if you are in, okay, now you're probably going to disagree with me on this, but
I see it coming.
If you are in if you're in a marriage for sure, or if you have this personality type where no one can tell you nothing, I do think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's dangerous. Because if no one can talk to you, now this might be the issue, just blowing it up a little bit more. This might be the issue a lot of cultures have, specifically with melanated, or I would say melanated because it's not just black women, but it's a lot of melanated women. Their issue.
So we're strong and independent, and we just.
Yes,
I got it. I know.
Yes.
Right.
So the issue they claim, with our culture is we cannot be talked to. We cannot be. How can somebody teach you how to do better if you don't have a teachable spirit?
Right. Exactly. Right.
So what you really do, and this is where I do agree with you, don't pick a husband.
Right. You got that
right. Don't pick a person.
Right.
Don't pick relationships where you cannot value what someone's telling you, because then you won't be able to listen to them. A lot of people that are frustrated with their marriages, and I see the lips. A lot of people that are, I feel like they don't listen or they cannot be talked to, is because they don't value what the person is saying. And likewise, if they don't value what that person is saying, they probably shouldn't be in a relationship with them, or they're going to have to learn how to reel that in a bit, because you can't be a rogue Lone Ranger. Right.
Not in a relationship, you cannot. Right. I agree with that. However, my perspective is a little bit different, I guess. So I think we kind of saying the same thing. The big word here in a relationship, in any relationship, is communication.
Yeah.
So my husband and I, 28 years together, obviously we have it. But I can tell you I'm the driving force. He would not talk nearly as much as me. Okay? So I would ask the question to get the innovative ideas, creativity, plan things, activate it, and put it out there full force. He's one, okay, I sit back, I'm going to support my wife. He's the follower, I'm the leader. That's where the queen thing came in at. But that's the infrastructure for our relationship to make us work for 28 years. Would that work for you and your husband? Might not. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I will tell you right now, that's when I'm drowning out the freaking doggone noise, because this is my marriage and what works over here in my house. Got it? So everybody's house is different.
That's true.
So if you got a house where your husband is the leader and you are the leader, you all come together, you have to communicate, you have to listen, you have to work it out, whatever way you do, so y'all can make your unit work.
Right.
Mine, I know works by me driving this home. And my husband, because he allows me to be me, he's not going anywhere. He's going to stay with me forever and a day. I won't let that man go. See, that's the difference there. See, I love him to death. He's going to stay with me always. I won't let him go. He's a good man. For me, perfect. You see what I'm saying? Now, some other woman might be like, you need to do this. You need to do this. Why are you not doing it? Because they not doing nothing. That's another thing. Let me say this. Oh, my God. Women kill me. I want a man to make 6 figures. I want this. I want this. I'm like, but what you got? What you doing?
Right there.
You see what I'm saying? You got to give me something to work with. What you got going on? You talking about you want the man to do this? And the men, I can go on them too now. Trust and believe. You want to be the leader and the man, wear some hands up in there? You better come there with the bread, the bacon, the mustard, some tomato, lettuce, everything on that sandwich. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? Don't come there half-stepping.
I heard. I knew you was going to wanted to say, but I got you.
Right. Because it just doesn't work. So this is the thing. Communication is paramount. Even with us. We had to communicate to get this going. We didn't just say, well, that's it. Sit down and talk. We have to communicate and have a clear understanding. You understand? So that's what I meant by, queen is high ranking in my world. Yes. And we all are queens. It's just a matter of what level you're going to take it to. I'm on that level. Well, I'm on a throne. I'm not coming off of it.
Well, okay. So you said 3 things that I want to try to point out and help me if I'm slipping. But one, you said value. You said if you want a man that's making $300,000 a year, what are you bringing to the table? I agree 1,000% with you, because there's a lot of women that want these caliber. If you call them caliber, I don't think money. Money's not the only way. I mean, this is where we're going to disagree. Money is not the only way to make a man caliber, because there are great men that are building something great. But if you only see what they have right now, you miss the caliber man. And then when he makes that money, you might not be what he's looking for no more, because he wants somebody that he can build with. But you're a woman that want to ride on somebody else's stuff.
Yeah,
and that could be annoying. Every man don't want that kind of chick. That's like, you made it, you deserve me now. And then the question is, well, what have you built since I built 300,000? If you ain't got 300,000, they're quick to say that about you. And then women will feel some kind of way saying, well, he got to take care of me. I don't have to bring nothing.
And see, I don't believe that.
And I don't believe that either.
I don't believe that either.
I think when you say you want something, you got to examine yourself to see if you line up with what he wants.
I agree.
Because you might not check that box either.
Exactly.
And that's where mercy and grace comes in. Because if you don't have mercy, if you don't have mercy and grace for people, then it won't be returned unto you. So if you say, well, I want you to be patient with me, but you ain't patient with nobody,
you need to reciprocate it. I agree.
You're going to have some issues. I agree. You're going to have some real quick and fast issues. And that's
we do agree on that.
This is why, and so thank the good Lord, we're in a position where we both are married, but not everybody has that story. And some women ain't never been married. Yeah. And a lot of those women, nobody can tell them nothing. Right. And so the danger got to that point. I know they're independent and doing it, and the danger of that is you can be financially successful.
Yes, they are. I met some like that. Yes.
But because there is sometimes we're too strong. Yes. And we don't know how to pull ourselves back to give a man.
Well, they don't want to dumb you down
the space to be a man, though.
I know.
So like this is why I want to come against, because you said that, there's a couple things, so I'm trying to remember mine. But you said something else too about the man in leadership, and I said we're gonna come back to this.
Yes. Queen is higher ranking than king. Yes.
Well, I want to even regulate that too. Well, I got some thoughts on that too. As far as how I feel about queen. The first is well, let me go to queen because that's now is at the top of my head because you mentioned it again. Let's be clear. If you are in the kingdom, not every woman is a queen. I'm just gonna say that.
True.
You know, so
I just know that I am. I can't count for every other.
Not every woman out here is a queen.
No.
And when I define queen, as far, especially in the book Embrace Your Crown, of course I identify what a queen and a king is, because a lot of us say, "Oh, hey queen," but we say it so casually that it carries no weight. But if you look at the magnitude of a queen has to run a dominion. A queen has to be resourceful. A queen has to think for more than just herself. A queen is qualified. You're qualified to be who you are.
Got it.
You are unique, which means there ain't another one like you.
I got
when they look like you, talk like you, if you got twins like you do.
I'm still picking up what you putting down. Carry on.
Ain't nobody like you.
Yes.
Then you gotta be ethical. I know having ethics is part of integrity. And you got to have a sense of integrity. You got to have a code. There is no monarch. You know what I'm saying? There are no kingdoms where people are just reckless. You know, you can't trust anybody. Now it exists. There are some raggedy kingdoms.
Of course.
But if you want to be a queen that is really running, you know what I'm saying, and having successful relationships, you got to have some, you got to do that. You got to encourage people. This is where a lot of women I feel can fall off. You know, if your husband is going to, I'm sure you and Glenn, during times he's made decisions that were not good.
Yeah.
You know, and that cost your family.
Oh, yeah.
And when you were going through that, a lot of women will beat them down and be like, "You so stupid. Why would you do that? Look at the family." He already knows this, though.
Right.
And if he loves you.
I like to think he do, yeah.
And if he loves you and he loves his children, you already know he knows that. So that isn't the card you need to play in those moments. You don't need to play that card. What you need to play in that moment is, okay, what we going to do about it? That's past tense. Now we're here now. So, honey, how you gonna go out and make this happen? My job is how can I come alongside you to make this work? So this is where, as women, we have to know how to lead, yes, because there are times we're gonna have to. But then we have to know when to step back and let them lead, especially when it's got something to do with them. Because if you don't, you rob them of their manhood, and then they just become this shadow of what they were, in my opinion, meant to be. And so when you have, I hear the grunts. Okay, we're going to have to do that poll too. Wait, hold on. Because I had to break this down in fragments.
Yes, carry on.
You said a couple things. So, so you do got to let them figure certain things out. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, you know, when you look at early marriages in our community, in our culture, a lot of people stayed together forever. 30, 40, 50 years.
No matter what.
2024.
Oh, not now. Yes,
1990s. We can't stay married past
I know we can't.
So what is it that really changed in our community that has stopped us from being able to stay married? As women, a lot of women can't be married.
I know.
And we say they're not married material, but you can become married material. I love a book that came from Shantae Adams. It says, Release the Honey Within You. Right. And it's a book on, you know, overly aggressive females. Because sometimes we're overly aggressive because we've had to become that. You know, we live in communities that are strong.
Me too.
And so the weak ones don't make it.
You're right about that. I agree.
So it does change your character. It does change how, you know, adamant you might be about what you want.
Right.
And sometimes you're so used to having to defend everything you got.
Yes.
That when a man comes and say, "Oh, I can help, I'm gonna defend you," you're like, "I don't need you because I've been doing it." But what you need to understand is that's not how you're supposed to be, though. You know what I'm saying? We should not have to always fight every battle because not every battle is yours. I mean, you know, of course, the Bible says, you know, the battle is not yours. You know, some of them is the Lord's. And I agree with that too. There are resources.
Another subject.
There are resources.
Can I come in? Yes. Carry on.
There are resources that exist that I think if we don't tap into them, we make our own lives unbearable.
Interesting.
And when I say unbearable, I mean harder. I just mean harder. Because if you're carrying the weight for everybody and everything all the time with no rest, you always on the gas, it's no wonder why you are the one stressing out. Do you know a lot of women are alcoholics nowadays?
No, you are right about that.
A lot of women are on drugs now.
Carry on. I'll wait till you go ahead.
No, I'm gonna park it there.
Oh, really?
I know she's just burling when Jesus.
Jesus. Rob a man of his manhood. You talking about rob a man of his man? I'm like, really?
You can't.
Let me tell you something. You say wait. Yeah. You said allow the man to lead. How long are you gonna allow that or wait? That's my question to everybody. How long are you gonna wait? Because I'm like, I'm not waiting long. I want what I want. We got to get there. So exactly how long is this waiting thing going to happen?
You can still be you and give them room to grow. You
Oh,
can
so how
still
long
be
is
you.
that room going to grow? How long we giving that room? How long is that?
Just because they're in
Because listen, here's the thing.
just because they're in a process don't mean you're not in a process.
Well, see,
You see what I'm saying?
how long you gonna wait on this process? Again, we still go back to this waiting thing. I told you, time is
But
not your friend.
the truth is that it's still going to take. It's still going to be there.
But see,
see,
here's the thing. This is what I want to tell people right here, and I'm always adamant about that. And trust me, a girlfriend of mine told me that.
Yeah.
She's the author also. Can I say her name or no?
Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure she'll appreciate it.
Oh yeah, so Laquita Parks is my best friend. Oh my God. Yes, you met her. She came to my book signing.
Yep.
And she said the same thing. She said, Melvina, because she's a Christian like you. Well, not a Christian, but spiritual and all that. Whatever believers of the Father, Lord, Holy Spirit, all that good stuff.
Yes, we do.
I'm not a Christian. But another topic. But anyway, she said the same thing. Melvina, you can't emasculate the man. You gotta let a man be a man. I'm like, really? How does that work out?
Yeah.
I mean, a man can be a man all day long with me. And clearly, Glenn is a man. We go in that bedroom, we drop things. He's a man. I'm all for him. 100% man. I am on it. But when he come out that bedroom, and he want to be the man to take charge and lead, do what? What you want to do? Okay, go do it. And I'm sitting right here looking. And I'm not going to be waiting no 10, 20 years. So here's the thing. I bought the first house at 24. I bought the second one at what? 49. Okay, that's 2 houses that I bought by myself. How long do you want me to wait on the man? He's still here with me.
And you can do all of that.
And I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
People will get on me. Well, goddamn, you need to let the man, put it out there. The man needs to buy this. Okay, I don't have no problem. I told Clint.
No, I don't
Clint can go and buy a $1 million house right now anytime he get ready. Go buy it. I'll move on in. If you got it like that, let's go. I'm ready. Whatever you put in there, I'm ready. But will you? Will you? Can you? And exactly how long do you think I'm gonna wait on that? No, we're not doing this. We said, Glenn and I said, we want to take the kids to Africa. I said, okay. I wasn't just talking about it. I meant we were going to Africa, all 5 of us. I claimed it. I meant it. I said it. I put it in place. Now, Glenn was right there with me.
Right.
He said, Marie, you are a bad girl. You can do it. Because I have the gift of gab, I am the way I am. I get out there and make a way. Come hell or high water, I'm on it. We figured out our role in our relationship that works for us. And I love him for it. Because it can't be 2 Melvinas in that household.
Oh, I can imagine.
I can imagine too. It works out just fine being one.
Right, that'd be a nuclear bomb,
exactly. So that's why I said for my unit, it works out perfectly.
Yeah.
Now, can another man come in? And like if I was to get divorced, another man, we'd be having a problem. He'd be like, look, wait a minute now. I need to, I'd be like, well, you got to bring it like now if you need to, but communication is paramount. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Me and Glenn grew up together. We met, had nothing. No college degrees or anything. Now everybody in the house, including Glenn, everybody has bachelor's degrees at least. Even my girls. To get to that kind of magnitude, with everybody gonna have a bachelor's degree, and my daughter has a master's, and the other one have hers in 2025. One of the twins, and I have 4 degrees. We not playing up in there.
But I like how you did a nod to my whole point of building with a man.
Yes, I did.
Because and like I said,
and I want to say that
if you were focusing only on the money, and
I
it wasn't there, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't there. That's the problem.
The man was still there.
Yes,
and what I love about Glenn is. And
he allows me to be me.
And I agree with that.
Oh my God.
What a man is, and I take no, full credit for this statement because this is not a new concept, but it might be a new concept for some people that never heard it.
Right.
And that is, when you're getting married to a man, your father is giving you the hand because he becomes the father he takes the position of the father.
Who?
Your husband does. This is the essence. Now, and like I said, some people ain't never heard
that from that book thing you be reading on the Christian spiritual thing?
This right here is an interpretation. So this is the reason behind the ceremony.
Okay,
some people don't know why. Why does your dad have to give the hand away? Because your mama could have did it, your uncle could do it.
But nobody gave no hand away over here.
And some people do. But when you became married, your father now took a back step so your husband can be the person you go to if you had a problem. You go to your husband first. Don't you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so
Okay.
we on the same page there. So in that regard, when you're the way that Glenn essentially is a husband to you,
Always.
I'm pretty sure it parallels the type of father he was or is for your daughters.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. Yes, he's always been there.
And this
Day one.
is why it works so well.
Yes.
And this is what is so good. When
Yes,
you're
that
looking
balance is paramount. I love that. Yes.
And so when you're looking at the husband, you need to understand that he is a father of the household. And that's what I'm saying. You may not necessarily.
No, he's the father of the household because he's the father of them girls, not over me, but I mean.
And the pressure of
Yeah.
being a father is not like being a mother.
Tell me about it. I know. I figured it out real early on. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there is definitely a partnership. And I know in
Yes.
your case, Glenn has been highly supportive of you.
Oh my God, everything.
I mean, from the point of view, of course, traveling and being in a whole other state.
Everything.
And he's
See, that's the thing. He's paramount. He sat there and took care of the girls while I traveled, and even to get my business and get things set up. He did that. I mean, he comes with me. He pick up the suit. He does everything. That's why I said he's not going nowhere. Nobody. I have to fight and cut somebody over him. He got to stay there. And not to mention, everything is so good. Bedroom. He's always chasing me around, no matter what's going on. He got to stay there. Trust me. We'll get into that later about Tanzania, but he got to stay there. He can't go anywhere.
I understand. I understand.
I mean, hey, I'm a woman that loves men, so I have one. The sex is very important. See, without sex, we have a problem too. Those orgasms are crucial in a marriage. Because you can't be with a man that give you ultimate orgasm. I don't see what you're doing with him. That's another thing I want the world to know. Men should be able to bring it. After 28 years, he should know me in and out, which he does proud to say. Thank God. Can I tell the world I went to Tanzania and had the most explosive orgasm? That's how much that man means to me. The relaxation, just being free. That's when I'm totally like, okay, I'm just a little old lady now. You can have my body and do whatever. Make sense now?
It does make sense, but I do think, I mean, to Glenn's credit, I understand. And I have to the believer side, the Paul more, you're more raw than me in your communication, but what I would like to say is Glenn has done more than what he may have done for you intimately. But I like how he has also, represented what a husband is, of course, what a father is. And not having a man like that, it can make it challenging to want to listen, to somebody and then see the value in that listening.
But see, it's important to know who you are and what you want. And if you know who you are and what you want, and he does too, your partner, your spouse, you can communicate and you can work it out. I'm not saying everybody got to be like me and Glenn. This is our infrastructure. This work for us.
Yeah.
So no, in your household, you don't need to be like, well, I'm the queen. I said no. If you're not bringing it like me, you can't even say it anyway. So keep that in mind. I'm just, it just depends on what you're working with, But I just know we got to be realistic, like you said. You don't need to be like, well, I want somebody to make $100K, blah, blah, blah. And you sitting there flipping burgers at McDonald's. Look, what are you doing? I mean, you got something that,
You got to bring something.
And then for the women that's very accomplished like we are, that's bringing it. I mean, 6 figures, authors, business owners, got something going. You want a man. Okay, you need to find the right man for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you shouldn't settle. I agree. But you don't need to come up with, this man need to have $100K, a bachelor's degree, a Porsche out in the driveway. He need to have a $300. Really? God dang, do you have all that yet? Okay, let's say you do have all of that, but this man is treating you very kind.
Yeah.
Very respectful, and might make $75K a year. And let's say you make $200K. Is that not workable? I think that's something to bring to the table. Why not? You see what I'm saying? So I'm a realist about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some people don't see that. They work so far to get to where they're at, and they're like my age, 50-something years old. And they're like, nah, I got this, so the man need to have this. Why I got to be like that? Right. I mean, I'm in a relationship now where my husband don't have this like me. He has a house, I got 2. I make much more than him, but yet we still in marriage.
Yeah, I think too. You gotta see. Well, when I break down what a king is, the K is he's king.
Still my king. He just can't beat out the queen. That's just it.
I think the whole point is y'all are not in a competition with each other.
No, we don't have to.
So he shouldn't have to beat you out. I mean, if anything, y'all should be building, and you're a unit. So the question is,
everything I have, Glenn and my daughters are fully, it's my why.
yeah,
Family is one of my motivators.
right.
But love and money is too.
I heard.
Keep in mind, they're all equal. I cannot have these things without the love and money as well. So family is my motivator. My motivator is my 3 grown daughters. Well, not a grown, but my daughter and Glenn. That is my family. I do everything for them. That's why. That's my why. So if Glenn make $1 and I make $1 million, I'm not divorcing them. I'm staying with Glenn. The orgasms are also very, very powerful. That's why. So just let me put that in there. Very, very powerful.
I mean, you did say something, and that too. I want to go back to what the king is, right? I feel like a king for the K. You know, he's going to have a keen understanding. He understands himself. He understands what he wants, right? Because nothing is worse than a woman that don't know what she wants.
Exactly. Or a man that exactly. Right? So, and that's the problem that some people are in. That's why they're unhappy.
I agree.
That's why they're not supporting each other. They're having problems. They're not clear about what they want. You know, some of them not clear about who they are. You know, so that's when you get all, you know, they don't have no kind of guidance, no direction. They just out there surviving. I'm just going to try to make it. You know, hey, it is what it is. You know how it is. You got to, I'm like, here we go with this mess again. Yeah. Tell me, why don't you? I'm like,
but I think the eye is important too, because you got to have integrity.
Yes.
If you lack integrity as a man, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
and that's going
exactly.
it could lead to all kinds of stuff, stealing, infidelity, and all these other things.
Exactly.
So
same with the women. Same with the women. Same thing.
And that's why integrity is ethical, and integrity are necessary. And then too, a man has to be natural. I mean, I know women, we may struggle a little bit with that. I mean, I don't, of course, clearly.
Me neither.
But,
me neither. It's real.
But I think too, you know, even if you don't maybe embrace your own natural hair, I think there are other things that make you natural. You know, the way you talk is natural, meaning the way you are speaking is who you really are. You are not, you know, dealing, and if you are dealing with imposter syndrome, there is a way to get through that. But if you are struggling with that, you do want to get through it, because you don't want to marry somebody with this ideal.
Right, exactly.
You know, I'm marrying the idea, but I'm not marrying who God, because if they're broke tomorrow, you still got that husband.
Yes.
So you better like them.
Yes, you better like them.
You better know him.
Yeah, know him. Exactly. And see, that's the same with him. That's what I'm saying. Even if he's broke, I'm staying with him. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter. With him, it doesn't. And now, some other man coming into this unit, something happened to him. It's a different setup. But with him, he's locked solid there. And
I think the last one too is you got to be generous. You know, to be a good king or a good husband or a good father, you have to be willing to give of yourself. Yeah. And I like that Glenn has the ability to, you know, to decrease so you can increase.
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
He may have taken financial choices that he could have did differently.
Yeah.
But he wanted to support where you wanted to do.
So let's put it that way. Yeah.
You know? But see, that's what fathers do though. You know, fathers' jobs are...
Fathers do that.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is a father's job is stability. So their job is to see everybody's skills and say, you know what? My wife is really good at this, so I'm going to let her run and do this, and I'm going to do what needs to be done so she can do that. It doesn't mean that they have to always be at the forefront of everything, but it does mean that they are putting their family in position to win.
See, that's a little different there. So I'm coming from a nuclear family. You remember we were going to speak about that. So I come from a family, mother, father, my brother, myself. Okay. My mother is a follower. My father is a born natural leader. He is like, I'm king up in here. I say something, it goes. She follows and support. That's the infrastructure. That's how it's set. That's the way I was raised. Okay. So you're talking about people who've been married for 55 years now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that works for them over there. So I am my father's child. I took after him.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, if a man comes over here, you know, we'll talk and compromise, which Glenn and I do easily. But when the person that's talking and coming up with it, the creative ideas and that, is me. So I'm with the man and say, okay, I back your play. I support it. So he naturally took that step back. Yes.
Yeah.
But I would tell people, you have to know your audience. You have to know who you are married to.
Agree.
And so for me, I know, and I figured out years ago, that was Glenn's role. He will support me. He'll back up whatever I'm putting down. But if I drop down there and say, I'm not going to do nothing, is Glenn going to pick up the ball and run with it? I'm not going to take that chance and find out.
But I don't think you have to.
And I don't believe I do neither.
I don't think you have.
That's what I'm trying to tell everybody who's listening, if you got something going, you need to keep it going. You don't need to stall and stop. Talking about I'm waiting on the man to see if he gonna pick it up, or I'm gonna wait on my friend to see. No, keep it going. And that's how we get stuck and trapped.
Yeah.
Sitting around there waiting around on somebody to do something else. Well, I'm trying to see. I'm gonna wait on him to see. I'm like, well, how's that working out? 20 years go by, you sitting there still waiting on him.
But a good man is supported by a good woman.
Yeah, but you're gonna wait, and
a man that does accomplish a lot of things. Game of chess, because we're talking queens and kings, so we know how it works, right? The queen is the most powerful piece on the board, no doubt. But the queen's position is to safeguard her king. So even if you're looking at the animal kingdom, the lion and the lioness got a lot of jobs. I mean, she's a busy one.
But our brains, naturally, that's what we do.
And I was going to say that our brains are equipped to handle multitasking. We do it better than men do.
Yes, we do. Yes, Lord.
But if we are lacking some time discipline and stuff like that, it could backfire.
Yes, a lot of things came with us.
Yeah.
Especially our emotional. We be so emotional sometimes, and just fly off the handle when men act like they don't have no emotions at all.
Because they have the ability to do tunnel vision better than us.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Well, I think so, yes.
Yeah, tunnel vision, one side, that's it. Don't see nothing else around. Yeah, okay.
But they can still see other things around. But
they can.
But it don't shift their focus, though.
Really?
So if a man is serious about marrying a woman, nothing will shift his focus.
Interesting.
The question is are they serious about you?
Yes.
Because if they're not serious about you, then everything got their attention but you.
Oh, Lord. And I agree with you on that. I do. And that's the thing. I think, again, it goes back to knowing that person you're trying to get with and be married to.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And I can't stress enough. People might hate might dislike my disposition on this, but I would say this. That's my unit, my marriage. It works.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. You know why I say that? We have our house, we are living, we have the house, the picket fence, the dog, the grown kids, the education, the money, traveling around the world, first class. We are happy. We still go on dates, unlimited sex 2 or 3 times a week. I don't see nothing wrong with this. So I'm happy over here with my situation. So it works. So you have to find that for you. You know what I mean? So I know people might be like, oh, she's just so raw. When we see these comments, I don't like it. Okay, you don't have to like it. What you got going on? Let me hear your version of it. Tell me what you got going. And I challenge people to tell me that. Tell me,
I
put it down what you telling me. What you got going? Give me something to work with. Then, get my interest so I can really listen to you. So, yeah, it's one of them things. I'll pick up what you're putting down if you really got something going.
Right.
But if you're not married, you might as well squat that. Don't leave a comment. There's no need to tell me. I got doggone 25 years here. What are you going to tell me? You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations, But we do have some agreements there. Some. Just a little tweaking a little, but some, So I do understand. Yes, nuclear family is very important, Dr. Lee.
Yeah.
I stand behind that for sure. And I cannot stress enough, women, don't open your legs to these men. Not unless y'all got something going, a committed relationship, marriage, or something.
I agree.
Because just doing that, just to open your legs for that powerful sex, you can have that happily married. I mean, right now, I'm living proof. I mean, we mix it up. We got toys, we got handcuffs, we got whatever. We're married and doing this. Who says you cannot have fun while you're married? So if you are unhappy right now in your relationship, you want to be unhappy, get out of it. Let it go. And by the way, I think that's going to be the title of my third book. I already got the second one going. But the third book, Let It Go. I got a lot of things I'm going to say on that. Because I think that's something we forget. Let it go. It's time to let it go. There's no such thing as you don't have options. You can't get out of it. You can.
Right.
What are you willing to sacrifice to do it? Understand? That means you got to go work 2 jobs or whatever to get out of that relationship. Do it.
But here's my thing. I think a lot of people are dissatisfied in their relationships because they're not willing to put in the work to make their relationship work.
Exactly. I agree.
Because every marriage,
some you can't solve, honey. Some they need to get out. Yeah.
Now, if a man,
but I agree, you got to put in the work.
If a man or a woman is habitually, either abusing you,
or
they're unfaithful, or stuff like that. I get that. I mean, who would disagree?
Yes. Well, those are my hard stop. Hitting or cheating, I mean, it's over.
I agree with you. That's
stop.
But I do feel like a lot of us don't put our all into marriage.
That's true.
Before
Some don't.
We say, that's
it. It's not working. He's not listening to me. Yeah,
exactly. So I want to ask you, ladies, if you were to leave something, if you were to let it go, which we're going to talk about next, letting stuff go.
Yes.
Are you confident that you put your best effort forward? So when you let something go, you're not letting go of a good thing.
Exactly.
Because a lot of us regret when we see what we let go. And we're like, wait, why is it doing better without me? Maybe it's because you were his problem or she was your problem.
But you talking about let it go. Also, what are you putting in?
That's true. And we're not talking about that.
Right, exactly. Because you got to bring it to put it in to, you can't just be like, well, I'm letting it go. He didn't do this. He didn't do this. He didn't do this. Okay, well, what you doing?
Yeah.
I always ask people that all the time. Okay, well, what you got? What you bringing to the table?
Right.
And then they be like, I'm like, really?
Not the dumb. All right, y'all. Well, y'all know we're going to talk. We tell
always.
So what we're going to do is we're going to tell y'all bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now, yes.
I'm Dr. Krystal Lee.
I'm Melvina W.
Yeah, we will see you on the next episode.
I know.
So excited.
Nice.